All right, Joe Reinagle, you are on the clock. Pick number 1. Who are you taking?
We're starting with guards, correct?
Well, you can go in any order you want. Just 2 guards, 2
Well,
wings,
I'm
and a
going with
big.
guards. I'm not going to let this guy slip away. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. All right. That's a valiant first pick, I think. Just the GOAT. You're taking the best player in the league right now. Is that your argument for it? Most fun player to watch? What do you think here?
Well, certainly the most fun player to watch, and the best 3-point shooter on the history of the game of basketball. Come on.
It's very valid. All right, I'm stalling for time as I make my pick here, because I thought I had a plan, but you know what? He's not going to be there in the Olympics, but I'm taking KD. We just watched him put up one of the greatest nights of basketball just a few nights ago. I think he was quietly the best player in the league for the last few years here, and he made it known very loudly this week that, yeah, he's probably the best player in the league. So, Tom, that puts you on the clock. You've got 2 picks here back to back, and I think the world is your oyster.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, honestly, I'm going to go with the first guy we knew would be on the roster in Damian Lillard. Jackson, as far as your plan goes and the fact that you had to throw it out the window after the first pick, I would guess that, that plan involves Steph Curry. He's great. Dame is the only person that comes close in terms of shot creation range. And, I mean, the way that he carried Portland this year was really, I mean, he's great.
Absolutely.
So I'm very excited to see what he does in a Team USA jersey. That's going to be super fun to watch.
And it's not going to happen for either of our teams, but watching Curry and Lillard possibly as the starting guards, that's going to be insane. Yeah. That's going to be fireworks every night.
That would be insane, yes.
All right, Tom, go on.
I could put together another devastating backcourt here. I've got options. You know what? I think I will. Give me Devin Booker.
You took my pick right before me.
Give me Book.
That's how it goes.
Booker, I mean, this Suns team, if you haven't been watching this Suns team, you're missing out. They are so much fun, and they've got a lot of good players. And, I mean, before the bubble, people were like, why'd they invite them? And then they won 8 games in the bubble and then did this year. And Booker's ascension has been a huge part of that. A lot of credit, rightfully, deservingly, going to Chris Paul and Monty Williams, who have done a tremendous job. But Book has always been good, and now he's getting that opportunity to show it. So, yeah, give me Book.
That's a great pick. I thought it was going to be my pick, but, my plan was hopefully to get Curry and Booker. But, it's fine. The best played plans, right? I'm at a crossroads here. Do I just build the 2021 Nets? Or do I go in a different direction? It's on the table. I'm torn between 2 guys, and all right. I'm Donovan Mitchell. I'm gonna take Donovan Mitchell.
He's made the leap this summer, man.
He's been so fun to watch this postseason. So, all right.
Like there have been moments in that Clippers Jazz series where it's like he might be the best player on the floor right now with everybody out there.
And I think his game's going to translate internationally really well, too. I think he's going to be a great guy. He might be leading the second unit for this team if you've got Curry and Lillard. So that's going to be plenty of opportunities to feast here. All right, Joe, you've already got Steph Curry as your point guard. You've got several other positions to fill. What are you thinking here?
Well, I'm gonna complete my backcourt because I like this backcourt, and I think these 2 guys complement each other. I'm going with Kyle Lowry. I think he and Curry complement each other, and I think that would be a nice backcourt to go with.
I agree. I think, you could see these 2 guys kind of play together for the Warriors next year, maybe. I don't know. Kyle Lowry.
Could be.
If you talk to a Lakers fan, you could see both those guys playing with each other in Los Angeles next year. But I think they're fun together. It's a good backcourt.
So I get 2 picks. Do I get 2 picks, or
this is your turn again? Yeah, you're at the turn here.
It's my turn again, huh? Well, gosh, boy, that's tough. I've got to go with Bradley Beal. on one of my wings, Bradley
There you go.
Beal.
All right, so right now, Joe, you're looking at Steph Curry, Kyle Lowry, Bradley Beal. That is formidable, to say the least here.
That's gold medal worthy already, right there. I'm telling you.
It is, and you left a guy on the board here that I think is actually going to be a major player for Team USA. And I do have a guard position to do it. I tried to avoid it, man. I didn't want to do this, but James Harden will be my other guard. I doubt we see him. I don't know. It depends on the injury situation. But if he's with Team USA this summer, he could be the most important guy on the court for them. For what he does, going into this year, I think he was incredibly underrated as a distributor, even for a guy who was putting up 8 or 9 assists in a season. But what he did in kind of navigating this Nets big three when they were on the court, getting Irving and getting Durant involved, and he's such a pretty passer and a smart and a good decider, I think is the word I would use to describe him. So I'm excited to have James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Kevin Durant as my foundation here.
All right, so it's me.
It's up to you, Tom. You got 2 picks.
I'm going to take another guy that will be on the team, Jason Tatum. He was probably the best player on the World Cup team that was underwhelming and had a disappointing result, but the people involved in that team would tell you that if they had Jason Tatum healthy at the end of it, they would have had a better shot. He became the only Celtic not named Larry Bird to score whatever he scored against the Spurs.
60?
It was a lot. It was a lot of. I do this thing where I try to block trauma out, but I remember that still. Yeah, Jason Tatum is nice, and I gotta go with Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good pick.
Yeah,
I can't just leave him there. I mean, his shooting in the bubble and at Disney seems elevated. Obviously, coming off a disappointing year here with injuries and all of that, but he's still, one of the top couple of big men in the world. So,
yeah.
Gotta take him.
So Tom, your team right now, 4 picks in with 2 spots left to fill, 1 starting spot and a wild card position here to pick. You've got Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis. It's not bad.
Pretty good. It's
pretty
good.
We're
yeah.
gonna have to throw this on the Twitter timeline and get the people to weigh in. On which team would take home gold. Yeah. Okay. So I want to clarify something here. Do we need to fill the starting 5 first before making a wild card pick? Okay, it's the world is our oyster here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do it. I didn't want to do this. I clarified there was a fork in the road on which way I could go here. But my gold medal team is just going to be the 21 Brooklyn Nets. Give me Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Man.
He's good, man.
Oh,
they're good.
Yeah, the Nets themselves are a fantastic team. So probably when all at 100%, maybe the team that's the best man, those 3 guys playing together are just a lot of fun to watch. I think outside of the beautiful game Spurs and what we saw from the Warriors, probably one of the best teams of the last decade. So I don't think.
How pissed do you think Nets fans would be if they played like whatever it was, like 10 games together for the Nets this year, and then we're over in Tokyo having a blast with Team USA? I don't think it'll happen, but they would be. They always are fun to watch play together.
I think of all the 3 teams so far, mine's the one with the most people who aren't going to be in Tokyo. So I'm glad we took Tom's rule and threw out the window. So. All right, Joe, you're on the clock with 2 picks left. 3 spots here on the roster. You need another wing,
I'm gonna. Yeah, well, I still need a big man. I need another wing, so I'm gonna go with Jimmy Butler. Okay, I like Jimmy Butler. All right, we can do the wild card too, right? I don't have to fill my center position first.
Exactly.
Well, I got to go with Russell Westbrook.
Ooh. All right, so I've got the Nets and you've got the Wizards. Is how this is going so far between Beal and Westbrook as well. So, all right, when we
Well, when
come
you
around
put
to
it
the
like
turn-
that,
Yeah.
that's-
Okay. That made me feel great. Thanks a lot,
I mean,
Jackson.
but if you also added Steph Curry to the Wizards, so there you go. There you go.
different.
A little different.
Same, but different.
So, Joe, the final
Right,
pick
right,
of the
right.
draft will have to be your center. Just keep that in mind as we
Okay,
move ahead here.
I got
So-
it. I got it.
All right. So, looking at back here, Tom has a wing, left to fill. So I should probably take a wing away from him.
I see how it is.
I mean, that's just the strike. So, again, as I said, I've got the team least likely to happen in Tokyo, and so I'm going to again take a guy who's not going to be there. This is fantasy. Kawhi Leonard will complete the Nets here. So
Yeah. Okay.
James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving is my team so far. I might just
Go
have
off,
to,
I guess.
I mean, go off from a hospital bed maybe, but that's dark. I'm sorry, but all right, Tom, you've got complete your team here: a wing and a wild card.
I want Paul George to succeed, and I'm going to add him to this team because I mean, if you remember how he broke his leg, like in a practice, I think for Team USA, led to changes in the placement of the basket stanchions, and Team USA was like, hey, we'll be here, if you want to play for us. I don't think he's gonna play though. And I'm trying to live in the real world a little bit. Give me Jaylen Brown.
All right.
Jason Tatum's teammate, and they played together on the last team as well. I think that would be a good group, getting the Jays together.
I think there's something to say
and
for
then-
synchronicity, right? Taking what you do in the court already
sure.
together and being out there. So, yeah.
For sure. But now it's wild card time, and there are no cards wilder than Zion Williamson. So give me that guy.
I put him in the big category here, but I don't even know if that fits, right? Wild card's a great place to put him, so it's an excellent pick here. So Tom,
Well, when I put together the list of like the 53 players or whatever that we're picking from here, there were 4 positions: guards, wings, bigs, and Zions, and there was only one player in the Zion category.
yeah, so
give
he's
me
a great
that guy.
wild card. He's a great wild card choice. Your team has
Absolutely.
completed now: Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Anthony Davis, and coming off the bench for you, Zion Williamson. Thoughts
Not
on
bad.
the team, as a whole here?
I think it's a nightmare. I mean, like for everybody else, like that team is going to score 1 billion points
Yeah.
and play pretty good defense because you got AD and Tatum and Brown and Book who can defend a little bit too.
There you go. All right. I'm gonna
Bronze medal worthy, Tom. Bronze medal worthy.
it's still going home with a medal, so you got to take it, right? Okay, I've got a big spot. I'm going to take Bam. Give me Bam.
You sure you don't want Mason Plumlee?
It saddens me not to put him on the team. I also noticed that Drew Eubanks wasn't down in his option here, so, but yeah, it's not eligible maybe, but.
So what
maybe in
am
the
I going
future-
to do then?
I mean, you still
Without
have Plumlee,
Drew.
right? So, but yeah, no Eubanks for you. So, yeah, I think Bam's the best defensive guy on this list of bigs here available for Team USA. My plan is to score a lot of points and then have Bam and Kawhi kind of lock you down on the defensive side. So, good luck, everybody. This
I
comes
need
down
a
to
tough
Joe
guy
now.
from the last pick. Yeah, I need a tough guy. All right, I'm going Julius Randle.
Ooh.
So that's my big.
All right. That's his first All-Star season. Took the Knicks to the playoffs.
Yeah.
How did you feel about his playoff performance, though, heading into your Olympics here?
Well, the entire Knicks ball club kind of underachieved in the playoffs. So it wasn't just Randall, although he struggled a little bit. But I think he's gonna come in with a chip on his shoulder and play well in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Listen, Julius Randle, great year, but that guy John Collins had him in a cell. He seriously, he was the primary defender on him, and he gave up 6 of 25 shooting, 2 assists, and 6 turnovers on an All NBA guy. While we're talking about John Collins, I don't know who brought him up, but I just wrote the definitive case for why the Spurs should bring John Collins in. If you're interested in that sort of content, and the Sixers have a legit chance to get bounced by these Hawks, man. It's crazy.
Let me handle the segues next time. I had you all queued up. You were talking about Randall being in a cell. I was going to say, John Collins has you in a cell too. You've been just way too deep into the Collins numbers and highlight clips.
I did crash a segue one time, and that's a true story. I picked a helmet that had a fluffy unicorn on it, and if I knew I was going to be told to drive it fast and crash it, they didn't tell me to do the last part. But if I knew I was going to crash it, I would have picked a more functional helmet. 100% true story.
That certainly explains the team you've put together here for this.
There we go.
I'm just going to walk you through the lineups once more time here. Joe, I also want you to weigh in on your team here. Steph Curry, Kyle Lowry, Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, Julius Randle, and your wild card, Russell Westbrook. What's your strategy? What do you think these guys would do on the court?
Well, obviously, I'm going to score about 200 points a game with those guys. So, I mean, somebody's going to have to outscore me. And then I've got a couple of guys that play tough in Butler and Randall, and so we can bang a little bit too. So we've got some options as to how we want to play. But nobody's going to outscore this team. I can tell you that right now.
What are the odds that Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler, 2 absolute alphas, get into a fist fight on the court? Like with each other.
I'm taking Butler all day long. I would not want to get in a scrap with Jimmy Butler at any time, anywhere. So Butler wins that hands down.
I'm obviously biased, but I think I have the best team. I also think I cheated, so it goes hand in hand, I think. But,
yeah, you've got the all-hospital team, Jackson, so, your guys are going to be watching from the stands.
It's a world-class team that needs a world-class medical unit with them as well. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I will post those on Twitter. I want people to weigh in on the best teams. I'm going to put together a fancy graphic, I guess. We'll just see how far we go with this, how gold medal worthy we can make this.